Hey guys, this is Arnie here, and what we are doing today is a starter motor changeover on the T4 series of transporter. This is an after 99 model, which is the long nose, as you can see it on the video, and there's a few special things to observe during this. This is an automatic model, which probably in America or Britain you see a bit more than in Hungary here, but I wanted to share this with you. The starter motor is a little bit special, does not look very different, but here it is. It has two screws holding it, this one and this one, this or maybe this one, sorry, I'm not too sure, but I think it's that too. Yes, and that's just an extra, doing nothing actually. But the main thing is that the solenoid on this one is actually shorter, and if you put on the normal transporter starter motor, this will touch the chassis. And the other special thing about this starter motor is that it has two connections like that. These other two, whoever you know dealt with the starter motors before, you know that this is the main connection. So there's just normal starter wiring to attach to this, but the actual signal to get it started comes here and not there. If you connect it there, it won't do nothing. So I'm gonna just remove the starter now. Start with the most important thing first, which is removing the battery tray cover. You should have this plastic to cover the battery actually on your vehicle, and you can remove either the positive or the negative. This time I'm gonna remove just the negative. It doesn't actually matter which one you do, but you have to do this in order to avoid the vehicle going up in flames, because believe it or not, this has a lot of power in it. This battery can do 900 amps of starting current, and if you short it out it will be a lot more than that. So you might find that your DNO power in your house is not actually causing that much short circuit current than a battery. So I can't stress this enough to remove the battery connection, because you're gonna work with the main battery cable here, and it is extremely easy to short it out. So always do that. I'm gonna lift the vehicle now. I'm gonna check the lifting points, and actually to be able to remove the starter, it is important to remove the front left wheel, which we will do shortly, and then I will carry on after I've done that. So, being a European car, all sockets and screws are metric on this vehicle. So we talk in millimeters. For the battery removal, you need a 10 mil spanner, and the wheel nuts are 19 mil in normal case. And you might have a wheel protector special nut, which is something like this, and you must make sure you still have that. And then we have to remove the under chassis protection, which is held on by 13, which is 8 mil screws, 13 mil head. So four of those, and just two here, which I already either lost or I don't know where they are. You still have a bit of an oil leak here, which will resolve later, and then the actual starter motor is held on by quite large bolts. I'll show you later. So here it is, the cover removed, and it's smartly held on by those little hooks. Don't forget to remove these 10 bolts, which is on a 6 mil screw, 10 mil bolt. I'm just going to say the spanner size. Okay, so those are 10, those are 13, The actual starter motor is held on by 16 mil, and you have to remove this little cable securing thing, which is only held on by a 10. Okay, of course 6 mil bolt, 10 mil head. Okay, and then you also better remove this connection, which is for something to do with the automatic gearbox. You push in those pegs and then it just moves out. Okay, and then you have one bolt up there and one bolt down there, very difficult to access, so you will need this very long half-inch extension, and also you will need one of these sockets which can kind of twist and turn nicely, and you also better have one of these things. So the order I put it together is this, so then I can sort of make my way into that point and remove these big bolts, also holding the brackets which are responsible for keeping the cooling pipes aligned. So there will be a bit of fiddling putting that all back together, but to remove it is nothing so difficult. Of course, in the process you also want to remove the electrical connection for the starter motor, which is kind of this setup on the 1/4 inch deep socket, a short extension and a 1/4 inch, so that you can just about access that. And as you can see, I had to make an extension lead for the starter signal because the original cable could not fit there, because that is too close. Actually, it doesn't look too bad, but from this angle now you can see that you couldn't actually push the connection on it. So that's why we do this whole stuff. And then probably can see this a little bit better if I remove the automatic gearbox top-up pipe, which I actually made for this car. So that is one bolt, and up there is another one which you can barely see. Okay, let's move on. So this is kind of the setup I showed you with the long extension. You see that cannot come out all the way straight because of the chassis, so you have to have this kind of tilting element, and the lower bolt is easily accessible, sort of. So these are the two starters, and as you can see, this looks a little bit shorter, so don't get confused with the front bit. This is totally compatible. They are not the same, but they say this is a stronger version than that, and they are totally compatible. I don't know how, I don't know why this sits into the block, this doesn't. Then again, this needs to be supported, this does not. So it looks very different, although it's totally compatible and totally the same. What is not the same is this bit, which looks the same, but this comes a little bit more backward. And if you look at it, this is the connection we have here, and this is the connection which is I explained before that this is the wrong one, so that is the correct one to go by, but you won't see it on the video very well. Maybe if I do that, not too sure. So anyways, point being that this sticks out a lot more backwards than this is. Sorry, so that is a lot shorter than this is. So if you have an automatic, however, this starter being shorter, this bit is being a lot longer, so this is not suitable for your vehicle on the after 99 models. So this goes back in the box now, and this long one, which is seemingly a lot longer, gets into its place. So this will be the right one for us now. So the operation is now done. Don't forget to put these back as I always do, and it is officially now finished.